The movie's called East of Wall, and it's by a filmmaker called Kate Beecroft. This is her directorial debut, I think, or at least her feature debut. And it's really unique. First of all, it's set in the badlands of South Dakota. When's the last time you saw a movie set there? You know, like, I was trying to think of like, especially a modern movie, like a movie that's set now. This is really interesting, you know, and I thought the story behind the movie was just as interesting as the movie itself. So it's about a family led by Tabitha Zimiga, and she is a horse rancher, and she raises horses, and they sell them at fairs and markets and things like that. And the movie's really about her and her family, and she has kids of her own, and then she's just sort of adopted some children whose parents have neglected them and things like that, and they work at the ranch and help her out. And her daughter is like this amazing rodeo rider, and she's doing like barrel runs and doing flips and stuff on horses, and I'm the whole time I'm watching this movie, I've never heard of this actress, I've never seen any of these people. I'm like, where'd she find these people? Like, they have to be like, you can't just take an actor and be like, hey, can you stand up on a horse and do this? Like Tom Mix did that, but he was already a cowboy before he was a movie star. So as it turns out, with the exceptions of like 2 or 3 people, all of the actors in it are playing themselves.
So it's based on a true story?
It's based on these people. So the director spent 3 years with this family. And basically, it's not a documentary. She conceived of this story with a dramatic arc about these people and then cast these people as themselves. So Tabitha, her daughter Portia, her boyfriend, her, you know, like, it's all real. So at times you do feel like you're watching a documentary because it's really documentary footage that she took like over the 3 years. But there's like wonderful acting in it. And you're like, how's this happening? These people are not actors. And they have a certain look and feel to them. You're like, well, you know, you couldn't take, like, the thing to do now would be like to take Brie Larson and make her gain 40 pounds and or whatever, like take so-and-so and make, it doesn't have any of that Hollywood schmaltz slapped onto it. Scoot McNairy plays a rancher from Texas who goes up to South Dakota to buy some horses, and he sees this woman is not in the best situation. She's fighting to keep her ranch, and she's also got all these kids to take care of. And before the movie begins, her partner has killed himself, and her kids were very attached to him, and this was like sort of his land, and she doesn't want to sell, but she's also in like sort of dire straits financially. And so it's a really real depiction of people now. And, you know, Scoot McNairy is great. He's been in other things. And I think he's a rising star right now. And he's like one of the only actors in it. Jennifer, I'm not sure how you say her name. Jennifer L. Ehle. You've seen her in many things. She plays Tabitha's mother, and the way they did the makeup and look on her, she looks so real that people who knew Tabitha's mother were like going up and hugging her at fairs, and they're like, oh wait. And she's like this sassy old broad who's like drinking moonshine and smoking cigarettes, and it's just characters, man. It's like real characters and real drama. And you get these, like, there's times where you're like sort of riding along in the pickup truck, or you're racing along with a horse, and the daughter's just like flying 45 miles an hour on the back of a steed going full gallop, and it's magic. And then you have these like still moments of like sunsets and lightning storms that would like make John Ford smile, you know. So it's a gorgeous movie, really well done. And I just never seen anything like before. I saw so at the end, we saw it online. At the end, they had the talk back where the director does after the film. And that's where I learned about how the movie was made. And I was like, of course, like, that's why I've never heard of any of these people. But it's so unique and beautiful and like different. And I think that's what, like, that kind of gives me hope in terms of like, it's not just like the same old tent pole, blah blah blah. Like I don't know where this movie's going to end up, but I don't know, what kind of distribution it's get. But it's just so beautiful. Like this is its premiere, so it just started the festival run. If you're a festival goer, try to catch it at a festival. Hopefully it will wind up somewhere. Hopefully we'll get some kind of release. But my God, man, what a special movie. And it's really moving and beautiful and really good. And like the acting is good. And these people aren't even actors. Do you know how hard it is to get someone to play themselves? Kevin Smith wrote Jay Mewes' dialogue into Clerks. And Jay Mewes is like, why am I saying this? And he's like, I don't know. Why do you say this? But that's the kind of thing where like it's just this really authentic kind of experience, and I was blown away by it. That kind of gives me the renewed joy of like indie film and what it can be. And there's no special effects, there's no there's no monsters, there's no car chases, there's no explosions or anything.
I was really hoping for like the third act Alien.
Yeah, well,
shoehorn.
that's the thing is like a lot of times when you see movies that have this kind of meaning, they have to be wrapped in some sort of a genre thing. Mm-hmm. But this isn't. It's just like it's a pure drama, and man, it knocked it out of the park. I'm really hoping that it does some good business.
I did a cursory glance at some of the programming. It's going to be at South by Southwest, and I do recall seeing that's going to be
It's
there.
The perfect movie.
So
for
if you're going to South by Southwest, definitely check out.
Those
East
are
of
people
Wall.
who have, in fact. So not to throw out a name, but so the Tonkawa Film Festival sponsors us. That is in Oklahoma, in Tonkawa, Oklahoma. I had to learn how to say Tonkawa, by the way. I was saying Tonkawa like it was Japanese, but it's not. And James Oxford, who runs that, he is a rancher. He's like a cowboy. So I immediately thought of James, and I was like, he will love this film. I got to call him up and tell about it. But yeah, absolutely. Like South by Southwest, this movie will kick ass at that festival. It will clean up because people will have I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have this share experience. This is not my thing, But it was really beautiful and really awesome.
This is the BTRP Media Network.